How's it going, everybody? Star Wars Talks here. Today we're going to go over this news article from Inverse all about the Acolyte from Leslye Headland. They did a little interview with her, and so I've heard it's a little controversial, and I just want to read it and share my thoughts with you guys. So it says, with the first season of the Acolyte done and dusted, you'd think Leslye Headland would be free to spill some more secrets about the Star Wars series, but the writer and director is still playing a few cards close to the chest. That's partially because she's still thinking about the future of the show and still waiting the coveted second season order. There's still a high chance it could follow in the footsteps of The Mandalorian Andor, especially with an eager group of fans campaigning for another season of the show. I'm not online, so my wife told me about it. Headland tells Inverse of the #RenewTheAcolyte movement. It made me feel like the people are invested and love the show, which is great because I'm invested and I love the show. Oh, that's good to hear. Headland's wife, Rebecca Henderson, also has a personal stake in the series as she plays Jedi Master Vernestra Woe, the first character from the High Republic saga to make her way into live action. Throughout the Acolyte, Vernestra was mostly on the sidelines, but the season finale sees her taking on a major role and sharing the screen with Star Wars royalty. And, you gotta wonder why. Obviously, it's her wife, so she's going to. Episode 8, appropriately titled The Acolyte, features a long-awaited cameo from Master Yoda himself. It's a bittersweet moment as it clearly broadcasts just how messy things are about to get for the Jedi. With a string of Jedi deaths to answer for and a Senate investigation looming, a potential Season 2 would feature even more political intrigue and existential dread. And that's to say nothing of a certain Sith lurking in the shadows. From the bleeding of a Kyber crystal, the stone that powers a lightsaber, I think we all know that, to a cameo from the infamous Darth Plagueis, and even a quasi-romantic ending for Osha Anastasia and her new Sith Master, the Acolyte season finale was definitely a win for the dark side lovers. In an interview with Inverse, Headland breaks down the biggest moments of episode 8 and sets the stage for season 2. So here's the interview section I'm assuming here. It says, starting from the very end of the episode and working our way back, I hear you had to fight hard to get Yoda in the Stinger. Yes, I mean, I wouldn't say fight hard in a totally super adversary way. It's more like that's a big character. So it was not fighting in an aggressive way, but definitely a spirited conversation. Was it about just the integrity of the brand? Yeah, there was the logistics of it all for sure. But then there were some, I'd say, almost spiritual conversations about using such an iconic character. I felt strongly about it because I felt like, to me, Vernestra was in a situation that was so heightened and really needed to be taken care of internally. Vernestra did that to herself, let's just be honest. And she was already feeling this pressure of, if you don't have a suspect, then we have a real problem. Rayan Court suggests the internal review of the Jedi, obviously at the small council, but Chancellor Drellick doesn't confirm or deny that's request. It felt like she had to report to her superior and let him know what's up, and probably tell him about what happened between her and her Padawan. And I feel like that's something that she should have done a way long time ago. Instead of hiding it from Master Yoda, they should have told him a long time ago, and I feel like things maybe could have gotten solved, or it wouldn't have blown up this much. It's not like it's the first time Yoda has hidden something from the Senate and the Republic, and I think this is a bit different than that. That was a fun bit of foreshadowing for me. Knowing what we know about Yoda and about Dooku, it's so funny that Vernestra could be going to him for advice, and he's like, never experienced this, have I? But you will. I was also just interested in Phantom Menace when he immediately is like, there's always a master and apprentice. It's not like he was alive during the New Sith Wars, so I guess there's a chance that it was a piece of information that was passed down through the generations. But because I had the opportunity to work in Star Wars, I just think it's a more interesting version of this is that he has some sort of understanding of what's going on, and it's not like it's the first time Yoda has hidden something from the Senate and the Republic. In the Clone Wars Season 6, it's revealed that he covered up the creation of the Clone Army and asked everybody to not say who was behind it. So it just felt to me that there was something fun to explore there if we were allowed to talk about and to do more seasons. There was a large conversation about including him, but I just thought, it's my show. Now, I honestly think that that's a pretty bad way to look at it, is like, yeah, let's just use these iconic characters because it's my show. Like, it's my show, we do what I say. I'm assuming the conversations were with Dave Filoni and probably even Pablo Hidalgo, but I don't really know much about Pablo, so I can't really speak on him. For me, Filoni is kind of the go-to guy about all of the lore, all of the canon events, everything, and he knows enough about the characters to say what this character would do, what this character wouldn't do, and I'm just assuming it was probably more so to do with him saying, like, maybe we just don't put Yoda in this just to keep the integrity of Yoda just safe. And she said, it's my show, so guess we'll see. The last thing I want to cover here is it says, how will they survive the structure of how the Sith work? But the tease is, because there's Plagueis and because we know that Palpatine is eventually Plagueis' apprentice, we know that these two people are not going to fall into that set lineage. And we already all knew that. This is a triumph for Osha, it's a triumph for both of them, but the added complication that master and apprentice, or in this case, apprentice and acolyte, there's always an imbalance. Or in this case, apprentice and acolyte. So I wonder if that's trying to say that Chimera is an apprentice of somebody else. One to hold power, one to crave it, and seeing these two characters completely aligned with each other in this hugely satisfying way, the tease is, how will they survive the structure of how the Sith work? Well, it says, is there a chance that they could decide not to be Sith? I mean, that's probably a spoiler, but yeah, I can't talk to you about that. Oh, so what's probably going to happen is, I was thinking, obviously they don't carry the lineage of the Sith, because we get Plagueis and Palpatine next, the rule of two. And I thought that Plagueis was going to kill them off, but it looks like they're going to probably just decide that they don't want to be Sith anymore, and they can just move on from that. So I guess we'll see. If that's the case, I just, again, I question the writing. I don't like that outcome for them. I think, like, if you really want to establish Plagueis into canon shows, he has to kill them all. I mean, let's just be honest. We saw Chimere do some crazy stuff in the first couple episodes when he killed all those Jedi, and I think we need to see Plagueis just absolutely demolish them. So that's my take on it. Overall, I think it's a little selfish to say, this is my show, we're going to do what I want. Even when you're getting pushback from the people that are the creative, the head of creative directing at Star Wars, Lucasfilm Star Wars. So I guess we'll see where this goes. And I don't know if they'll get a season 2. I'm sure they probably will. So we'll just see. Let me know what you guys think about the Acolyte and about this interview in general. Do you like the fact that Yoda was in it or not? Please let me know. May the Force be with you guys. Have a great day.